So I've been thinking lately, you know, why don't I make a video about my car? Because it has a special story, and it has a special purpose as well. Well, it's going to. So, yeah. Here's my car. Now, everyone's probably like, ugh, it's a piece of junk. I mean, yeah, it is. But this is a special car. It's a 1963 Volkswagen Beetle, and its name is Herbie. So, your question probably is, does this thing run? The short and easy answer is, no it does not, and it probably won't for a while. Alright, so we got the heart of the car here, and sadly it is broken. Now at first glance it doesn't look too horrible other than being like, you know, a bit rusty and nasty looking. It's missing a few hoses and tubes and stuff, don't know where those went. Oh look, we even got like a hornet nest in here, that's nice. This land. And that's all in German, and I have no idea. Wait, is that German? I don't know. I don't know what it says. Alright, gonna shut the deck lid now. Alright, and then we got like the rear windshield. Now, I don't know if you can see it on there. Yeah, you cannot see that at all. But there's a little bit of residue from a sticker that says Ole Miss, so I guess whoever had this was in college, and I'm assuming they went to Ole Miss. Yeah, so we got this weird little crease in the fender. Don't really know what that is. Yeah. So this is the passenger side of the car. Looks pretty rough. Chrome's falling off. That part's missing the chrome, but we still have the chrome. It's in the garage. Missing the antenna as well. And it's also missing the baby moons, but we took those off. Gonna be honest, driver's side isn't too much better. But you can open the door on the driver's side, so that's nice. Kinda. Now on the passenger side, if you open that thing, you're never getting it closed, believe me. Alright, so this is the interior. Without the floor in it. That's always fun, right? Who needs floors anyway? We got the steering wheel, that kinda works. We got the horn that doesn't work, because if you can't see back there, there's no battery to power it. And you're also probably like, well, where's the rear seat? Well, we took it out because I thought I could clean it off, but definitely gonna need some more heavy-duty stuff than just, like, simple green. Now, I don't know if you can see it, but the headliner isn't too horrible. I mean, other than that spot right there, the headliner isn't that bad for as old as this car is and as long as it's been sitting outside. It's 61 years old and it's been outside for around 15 years. And back there we got some nice fun mold, always nice. Mildew, rot, and that's why you shouldn't stay in this car for a while because you'll probably die. Heater channels down there are a bit rusty. I would sit in this chair, but I'm a little scared that I'm gonna fall through the car. So, yeah, not gonna do that. And this window, and most of the windows, are in pretty decent condition. Except for this one right here. Yeah, it's a bit cracked. Oh, and by the way, these running boards are not salvageable, not one bit. I mean, look at that. That's rusted all the way through. If you haven't noticed already, all the tires do not hold air for around more than 5 minutes. And my dad, he tried to get the wheels off so, you know, we could fix the valves because those are the issue with the tires. But I always forget what it's called, but whatever it is, he tried to get it off with his weird doohickey and it broke because Herbie's really stubborn, I guess. I feel like the thing that's in the best condition on this car, at least so far, is the side view mirror. I mean, look at it. It's not that bad at all. Yes, I have a Herbie phone case. I have a Herbie phone case, don't judge me. This this is the front of the car. Hey, buddy. Headlights, they aren't horrible, but they're probably gonna need to be cleaned and replaced. Same with these little turn signals right here. Same with almost everything on this car. You know, a lot of this car has some surface rust and some dirt, but a lot of it's salvageable. Like, for example, this bumper, I mean, yeah, it's got some rust, but I think that's salvageable, other than some tiny little dents. We got some nice mold and mildew on the front. That's always fun, right, Herb? No? Okay. What's under the hood? Not an engine, if you know stuff about Beetles. It looks like someone was working on this. Electrical system parts, yeah, looks like there's been some electrical things replaced. Are those spark plugs? And I don't know what that is. Some toothpaste, maybe. They tried to get Herbie to brush his teeth. Didn't go well, obviously. That looks like part of a rat's nest. So does this stuff. A lot of this is probably rat nest worthy. Let's see. Bunch of garbage in here. This definitely needs to be cleaned out. But hey, maybe these parts over here will be helpful. If you don't know what that is, that, my good sir, or ma'am, is the glove box. Like what it looks like on the outside. Fun, huh? And that, the radio maybe? And I don't know what that stuff is, probably. And down here, you see this little tank right here, and see how there's like these cords and this valve? Well, fun Beetle fact, they use the air pressure from the spare tire to spray the windshield. So if you're ever on the side of the road because you have a flat and your spare is flat, just know that is probably why. So yeah, before I bought him, a tree fell on little old Herbie, and that caused all these crazy cracks in the windshield. Now, I don't think the windshield is going to be very difficult to replace, thankfully, but that also caused this dent to be in the roof. So my dad one day tried to hammer it out, and that knocked off some of the patina. And you can see that the metal, well, it doesn't look as good now, but it's actually pretty decent underneath. So the majority of the body is just surface rust, which is nice. I mean, I guess you never really want rust, but it could be worse. So if you guys didn't know, I plan to turn this car into a Herbie. I mean, surprising, right? Why did I name it that? Okay, anyway. So I'm gonna turn it into a Herbie. So I want to mostly go for the Monte Carlo look because a lot of people love that look, and so do I. I think it's a very good look. And the reason I'm zooming in on the deck lid is because some of you people might be like, well, there's no way that's a 63. That's a later model deck lid. Yes, I know that. But if you look a little closer at the car, I think it should be obvious that this is not the original deck lid. For example, this deck lid is in very good condition and works very well. Now, the original deck lid that was on this car, I don't know where that is, but the guy who sold Herbie to me was very kind to give me a Pope's Nose deck lid, which is not this. It's basically like this, but like a bit smaller. It's a bit hard to describe without me showing you. So yeah, he gave me one of those to make it more movie accurate, because in pretty much every single scene in the Herbie movies, except for a few small ones, Herbie always had a Pope's Nose deck lid. Now, I know I'm gonna get a ton of hate for this, because almost every Herbie fan really hates this movie, but it was the first one I saw and I loved it. But I wanted to add, you know, the visors, you know, Herbie's eyelids in Herbie Fully Loaded. I wanted to add those to make the car seem more alive. Now, I don't want anyone in the comments being like, Herbie Fully Loaded sucks. I don't care. I liked it, okay? Something I also wanted to do was make it able to leak oil on people. And if you're a die-hard Herbie fan like me, you know that that was kind of one of his signature tricks. And it was used quite often in most of the movies, except for Herbie Goes Bananas and Herbie Fully Loaded. And of course, the 1997 Love Bug that I just called the 97. So yeah, Herbie here has a very interesting story of how I obtained him. So I have been a Herbie fan since I was a little girl, 3 years old. Yes, sirree, Bob, 3 years old. My parents put on Herbie Fully Loaded, absolutely loved it, totally fell in love with Herbie, and I didn't even know there were any other Herbie movies till I was like 5 years old. And of course, I watched every single one of them. Although I didn't know that the Love Bug from 1997, or like I said before, I call it the 97, I didn't know that existed, so I didn't see that till I was around 12. Same for the 1982 TV series. Anyway, so I'd been saving up for a Volkswagen Beetle since I was 7 years old because I really wanted to make a Herbie one day. So one day, a few months ago, actually quite a few months ago, I guess not almost the beginning of the year, almost at the middle of the year, me and my dad were looking at Volkswagen Beetles for sale nearby, because that was kind of our thing, that's what we did for fun. So, I saw one, it was a 1963, and for the price, I thought it wasn't in half bad condition. And I was like, hey, you know, we're gonna be close-ish to this area next week, so why don't we ask the guy if I can go down there and pick it up? And my dad was laughing, but at the end of the day, we messaged the guy, asked him if he could hold it till next week, and he did, and I got Herbie. If I have any footage of that, I'll play it. I'm pretty sure I don't, or at least not a lot. I think I might have some pictures? I don't, just, yeah. And I remember, after we picked up Herbie, we were all starving and there hadn't been like a place to stop in multiple miles, not even like a rest area or a gas station or really anything. So we all went to Whataburger, which we never go to, by the way. I've been to Whataburger like one other time in my life, but we went to Whataburger. And I just remember like walking outside with our food and just being like, man, I own a car. Yeah, so another thing I know I'm gonna get a lot of hate for is this. Now, some people are probably like, well, that's just Russ. Why are you gonna get hate for that? Well, because patina, which is hard to make happen naturally, like this did, which is basically what this is very well loved on very many classic cars, and if you didn't know, 63 Bug, that's a classic car. Yeah, so a lot of people are probably going to be upset that I'm taking that off, but I want, like I said before, I want to go for Monte Carlo look and not Herbie Goes Bananas look. And even so, if you look at Herbie and Herbie Goes Bananas, he still looks better than Herbie here. Yeah, so yeah, thank you so much for watching this video about my car that I love very much. And I'll see you guys next time. Hopefully I can document this restoration process, even though I've virtually done nothing so far. But when I do something, I'll try to get that on film for you guys. Alright, have a good day. Bye! And Herbie would probably say bye too if he had a battery and his horn still worked. Alright, say bye to Herbie. Bye! I went to a Whataburger, and we never eat at Whataburger. This is my car. Let me zoom out a bit. Oh, that's as much as I can zoom out. Never mind. It's an interesting type of car. It's got a special story, and has a special spurt. What? Something I also wanted to do was make it able to, you know, leak oil on people. What? If you commit to something, and you still want to do it all these years later, it's definitely 100% possible. And I am not talking to the microphone. Yay!